What's going to be in the box? What's in the box?
This is the Tamiya sponsor box that came today.
Uh-huh.
And I am going to predict there's a Hellcat, Tamiya Hellcat.
They don't make a Hellcat.
Yes, they do.
They make a Wildcat.
There's a Tamiya Hellcat, which the museum has the most authentic restored Hellcat in America.
Okay.
And if we have the Hellcat, we will use it as a prize for sure.
Okay.
So are we ready?
Yeah. Oh, you meant the tank. I thought you meant the plane.
Come on. We're talking armor now.
Yeah, my bad. We're at an armor show.
I'm packing peanuts.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Almost looks like all that snow Houston got.
That's snow in the box. Oh, it's a big box. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
I knew that was going to happen. Is that the C? That's the C, baby.
That's a hot kit, isn't it?
Uh-huh. I figured that would become.
Wow.
That's brand new.
We might have to put one in there for the airplane, guys. You ready? Uh-oh.
Sick.
He might have thought we were an airplane.
Yeah, this is an armor show. I love them. I love the wingy things. Nice. By the way, that's an Austin.
That is an Austin, yep. Oh!
Very sick.
Oh! Hot kit, hot armor kit.
Nice.
Actually, good stuff. It's getting better. And one more. Aha! I knew it. The new Mark 1.
Nice.
Couple hats.
Couple hats.
And that'll do it.
Perfect.
Far across the blue water lived an old German stutter, and the banks of the old river Rhine, where I loved her and left her, I can't forget her. Was my pretty Caroline. Yeah, she's my baby long and lean. Best from her to see a man get mean. She's my wee little lamb. She's my pride and joy. If she's my baby, I'm her lover boy.
Nice. Thank you. How we feeling, Brandon?
Feeling good. Got my Tamiya cap. It's chilly. Roads are clear. We got modelers. Thank you, Tamiya, for my cap.
Those are sweet beanies.
They are sweet beanies. We got a raffle. We got models on the table already. We got a vendor room that's going to rival all vendor rooms. We got Steve Munsell coming. We got Rudy from Lionheart set up. We got Jimmy Root from Black Widow Models making some deals.
Hell yeah.
Let's go to WinterBlitz.
6:37 in the morning. It's still dark out. Let's go. You're my B-roll right now. Okay, guys, I'm here with Paul Taylor. He is the first sergeant here at the Museum of the American GI. Paul, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thank you for being here.
Good. So I've gushed over this venue and how cool it is and how grateful we are for you guys having us here. If you could, tell us a little bit about the museum and how it got started and how you acquired some of these pieces.
Well, that's great. Thank you for being here. The museum has been... the building here has been here a little over 10 years, but it's been here overall for 20-something plus years. Our founder, Brent Mullins, started restoring vehicles because he liked motor vehicles and was interested in that kind of stuff. And he started with, your basic car, and he went to a Jeep and a truck. And next thing you know, he has tanks here. Mm-hmm. And he's pulled these off various firing ranges or purchased from various places and put them and rebuilt them to their glory. They all operate. The guys that I work with, the Armor Support Group, our primary mission is to drive the tanks, take care of the tanks, help maintain the tanks to a tier 1 or tier 2 level of maintenance, and then he'll do the rest if there's something major. We bring these out twice a year at our Living History Weekend in March. This year will be the 21st, the 22nd, 23rd. Come see us. We'll give you rides. You can buy a ride on an M4 or an M18 or even the M24 you can get a ride on. We also give rides in our M113 personnel carrier back here. There's Nixon back in the corner.
Yeah.
We also have reenactments. We'll have a Vietnam skirmish. We'll have several World War II battles. We'll have a World War I battle as well. In the World War II battles, we'll have the Germans take one field. We'll have our tanks in one end, and we'll assault through. And you'll get to see World War II armor in its glory. And the guys will shoot the cannons, shoot the machine guns, and then answer questions afterwards.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Paul. We appreciate the video. It's been a really fun time, and it fits in perfect with all the modeling and stuff. So if you guys are around for those March dates, come check out Living History here at the Museum of the American GI.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Paul. Okay, everybody, I'm here with Mike Reeves from the Austin AMPS chapter. Mike, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
I brought the Fine Molds Type 95 Japanese Army tank, used in China, Malaysia, in Philippines, Guam, which was the most common tank seen by the Allies during World War II. Z was used against the Russians in 1945. It's a Fine Molds kit. It has the barrel is turned aluminum, and it has the exhaust guard is photo etch, and the screen over the engine is also photo etch. It basically built as an easy kit to build. It goes together real well. I used Tamiya paints. I primed it with Tamiya, then painted it in Tamiya. and the color squirrel, the camouflage that the Japanese were used in Malaya with the yellow stripe across the body of the tank, and then black, brown, and a kind of khaki and mixed with green. And the tracks are long piece is molded together, and the bottom is molded again. Then you just individually glue the smaller pieces around the drive sprocket and the return idler. Like I said, it went together real well, painted real well. The decals went on great. Not a hard kit to build. It was enjoyable to build and paint and put together.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Andy Taylor. He is independent, affiliated, no club. What'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year, Andy?
I brought a couple of my favorite right here is the MTLB from Skiff. It's an old, really old bad kit, as we all know, but it's based on something I saw when I was in Mosul in 2005 at Fob Merez. We had a bunch of collection vehicles. This is just an example of one. Did custom decals for it, trashed out the inside, put a bunch of junk in there, took out the machine gun to demill it. And it doesn't represent a certain vehicle. It's kind of a conglomeration. And I got some pictures I took there. But just some time in the desert and made it a little bit more personal.
I love that. I love the personal touch and the experience behind it. That always gives it just such a deeper dynamic.
Yeah, I'm not a award modeler. You look around, there's some really amazing stuff. I do things for folks or memories memories for folks over there that really means a lot to me when I see someone's face light up and they get something they worked on.
Absolutely.
That to me is what modeling's all about.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much, Andy. And I know you were kind of short selling yourself, but good luck today.
I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. Okay, Stan, what'd you bring this year to WinterBlitz?
A couple things. This is my latest. This is a quarter scale M42 Duster that I'm doing as a small dio for AFE Modeler magazine. And then over in dios, I have my BMP2 2015, The Invasion of Donbass, which is in the latest issue of Military Model Craft International.
Very cool. And what inspired this one? Is this based off any?
Yeah, actually, I found an image of a Patton tank filling up at a Esso gas station in Saigon. And as I did a little research, apparently it wasn't all that uncommon for armor to roll in from their surrounding environments and fill up and move on. And the M42s were perimeter deployed anti-personnel pieces of armor. And Fat Pat was one of the perimeter villages, and I found a picture of an actual shell station there. And that is the shell station sign that I scratch built from that town that this operated just outside of. So, put it together. This whole scene right here is out of Good Morning Vietnam.
Okay.
With the lady of the night.
Yeah.
Talking to the GIs, and I just sort of put it all together and had fun with it.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, Stan.
Absolutely.
It's great to see your stuff up close and personal.
Thanks, Austin. Good.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys, I'm here with Jacob. And Jacob, what'd you bring to the show today?
How about this A3E8?
That's very
1/16
cool.
scale. It's Andy's Hobby HQ.
I love all the detail you did on that.
Yeah, I took a Dremel tool, replaced all the weld beads, all the tools on the other side. I textured and put dents and dings and scratches into. Sculpted the weld beads. The mirrors are actual real mirrors instead of just silver paint.
Okay.
And 3D printed bicycle. Put chains where chains go. Some of the spare light covers on the front.
Yeah, so what else did you do this bad boy?
I check out the mirrors. The mirrors are one of my favorite details on the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Some mirror stickers off of Amazon that I trimmed up to fit in there.
That's cool.
It's full of details if you just zoom in and just
Yeah,
tour.
I was catching some pictures of it earlier, and I really liked everything you did with it. And I'm a welder,
Yeah.
and I love what you did with the weld beads.
It took me forever because there's a lot of welds on this.
Obviously, a lot easier doing this scale than the smaller scales.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
It was just I was running out of material.
yeah. This was when I was looking at the 16th scale, big scale tanks earlier. This was definitely caught my eye.
They're fun, but it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
I spent a month on this thing.
I don't doubt it. It looks, I mean, I can tell, man.
And like a jar of primer, a jar of paint, the whole thing. It just killed it.
Yeah.
And it was very fun doing it. It was satisfying to get it done.
Yeah, it looks great. And
And,
Andy,
yeah.
what else do you do here at the model at the Museum of the American GI?
So I'm the bow gunner in that A1, and I partly weathered it based on personal experience.
That's awesome.
So
Put
yeah.
your own touch on it. Very
it's fun.
cool.
I do like the Sherman tanks.
You are a lucky son of a gun. Cool. All right. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate
Hey, thank
it.
you,
You
guys.
did a great job on that Sherman, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. All right, guys. I am here with Eric Cota from Model Central Model. I've messed it up.
North Central Texas.
North Central
Yeah,
Texas, and also Ace of Spade Model Works on Instagram. That's where I know you from. What'd you bring to the show this year?
I brought a few models, but the main one I want to show off is this Tamiya Puma in 1/48 scale.
Okay, very cool.
Kind of a first in doing winter whitewash in mud. Never done that before. So that was my end results of a lot of stress.
Yeah, I like it. You pulled it off really well. Yeah, I see it. Especially in that scale.
Yeah.
And it didn't. You couldn't get
And it was a fun kit to build, obviously, being Tamiya.
Well, it's actually a Italeri Tamiya Reeboks.
Oh, I
So
see.
you're dealing with like most of it's Italeri with like one screw being Tamiya.
Okay.
And unfortunately, all the main screws are Italeri.
Okay.
So it has
All
some
right.
issues, but it goes together all right.
Very cool.
The wheels was the main issue. That's why it's on a base. The wheels are a little cockeyed in some spots.
Yeah,
But yeah.
good way to hide those. Very cool. Awesome. Well, looks like you got a few pieces in the show today, so good luck to you, Eric, and I appreciate
it.
your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks, man. Okay, guys, I'm here with Jake McKee. He's with Austin IPMS and Austin Amps. Is that correct?
That's right.
Awesome. And what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
My latest diorama, this Warren gas station.
Okay. And I'm assuming is this scratch build or is this?
Yeah, it's it's a combination of things. Some of it's my custom 3D printed designs. Some of them are downloaded 3D prints.
Okay.
I've got the Tamiya fuel truck on it, and of the two figures, one of them came with the truck, and one of them was a 3D print.
Yeah. And so, what all did you 3D print on here? Are there some pieces on here in particular that you could point out to us that you 3D printed?
Yeah, pretty much everything except the gas station attendant and
Okay.
the truck. Everything else
Okay.
is 3D printed.
That is awesome, man. And where'd you get the idea from this? Was this, like a real world inspiration or something you just kind of thought up on your own?
Well, a little both. So I've been, with the state of the world, I've sort of lost interest in a lot of the traditional military subjects.
I could see, yeah.
But the World War II vehicles that got demobbed after the war ended, turned into civilian use,
Yeah.
has been fascinating to me. And in the U.S., there was so much surplus that they were selling this stuff off like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And so I really like this idea of civilian use of these military vehicles. Mm-hmm. And when the Plastic Posse podcast group build came up with their 1/48th, which is not a scale I'd normally build in, I thought, okay, well, how do I apply that same concept to this group build? And I started on the truck, and like so many of my projects that scope creep beyond reason, I started with the truck, thinking, well, I'll just do a fuel tanker that's civilian, and what do I brand it? Well, my grandfather started at Warren Petroleum in Tulsa as a entry-level engineer and worked his way up to CEO before they sold to Gulf Oil. And I thought, well, I'll do it in Warren gas colors as a homage to him. And went online, started searching around, and found a couple of gas station pictures, and thought, well, maybe I'll make a little small gas station around it. And then that just blew up into, this massive project.
That's awesome. Man, like the magazines on the stand, dude.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
One of which has my wife on the cover.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah, one of the Easter eggs. She's on the calendar and one of the magazine covers, and then of course the cat is my cat Marcelo. I try and put into all the dioramas I make. I try and do a little Easter egg with him in it.
I love that touch, man. That is so. I'm just blown away by this, dude. And I like the. I've kind of gotten. I ain't no hippie, but I've kind of felt that way about all the conflicts in the world. It's like, man, maybe I'll start doing some civilian stuff. So I like what you've done there and the inspiration you put into it.
Yeah, thanks.
And the personal touch with your grandfather and everything. I love that when people have that connection to their models.
Yeah, and this whole project, as I was doing a lot of research, you get really into the research process of these projects. And one of the things about the gas stations is they're always so cluttered, right?
Yeah.
There's always just so much stuff, and even in the best kept gas station, even today, the concrete's grimy. There's oil stains. There's trash in places, and so things like the trash can I really tried to fill up and overflow. As you can see, there's a little bit of oil spilling over the edge from somebody just kind of tossing it in there. There's I'm gonna spin it here. Okay. There's a couple of things on the side here. This hose, it was just a fun little detail that really added a huge amount of visual interest, including the little water spilling out the end. And the other thing I thought was trying to bring in this vibe of this is still very much post-World War II, lots of trauma about it. People keeping the propaganda posters up much longer than the war was, right? Because I'm sure they had interest in this, connection to the war for whatever reason. There's a little watered-up poster kind of in the trash pile back there, the propaganda poster.
Oh yeah, by Barnes. That is incredible, dude.
Just trying to find those little bits and pieces that add some life to it, even though most people won't immediately understand that, but they may get a piece of it, right?
And I feel like, this is a weird thing. I feel like when a diorama can pull off senses, I feel like I could smell that. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, that's the goal, right? Kind of all five senses come through in the experience.
Absolutely. Very.
That was part of the reason why I put the apples in here, was just to try and make it feel like it was not today's sort of
candy bars
prefab.
Yeah.
Like it was real stuff back then. There might be some guy down the street that was selling apples to the gas station to sell to their customers.
Right. That is some awesome work, dude. Very cool.
It took many hours to paint all those tiny little things, as you might imagine.
I'm sure it did.
I'll show you a couple other little bits here. Of course, we've got the cats. We have to have the cat bed in the water bowl.
Yeah.
Back in the corner of the station.
Yeah. Very cool.
This little tiny, I'm going to put my finger in the shot here so you can see how small that 48 scale fan is.
Yeah.
3D printing does some amazing things these days.
It is very cool. And even like your posters and stuff, they can be read. Like I can read that newspaper, I can read that Firestone. How did you pull those off? How did
it's just an inkjet printer and high resolution photos that I pulled down. They were, for the most part, these the posters were just things I found online for actual advertising.
Yeah.
But things like the calendar, here that I mentioned is my wife in that picture. That was something that I used Photoshop to combine a real photo with some line work for the calendar and printed it out real high quality on an inkjet printer.
Wow. That's incredible, man. Well, Martin Drayton has his work cut out for him. Only if you did it in a hotel room. Cool. All right, Jake. Well, I appreciate the time. And
of course. Thanks.
The effort you put in that and the creativity just blows me away. I really love that piece. So I hope you come away with something today, because that's pretty.
I appreciate
that's
that.
a pretty incredible build. Thank you, Jake.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it, man. All right, guys. I'm here with Russell Wells. Russell, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
I brought a M60A1.
Okay.
With ERA, which is the reactive armor.
Yeah.
It is my very first tank build.
Cool.
It is the TACOM 1/72nd scale kit. Very nice kit. Very detailed for 72nd scale.
You had a great coach.
And I did have a great coach.
I can tell you got the Stan Spooner plaque going on.
I
there.
have the Stan Spooner plaque.
Cool. And is that all just straight out of the box?
Straight out of the box, except for the little bit of stowage that I decided to put on it.
Very cool.
I had a real hard time deciding whether to put stowage on it or not. I didn't really want to cover up the weathering that I did,
Yeah.
so I kind of kept it simple on the stowage.
Very cool. Desert Storm. Awesome. That's a great looking build, man. Especially in that first tank model in that scale. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. Thank you
cool.
very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Russell, and
you.
good luck today.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Okay, guys, I'm here with Rob Booth from Texas Hill Country, and he's got a group build he entered this year at WinterBlitz. What'd you enter here, Rob?
Well, this is actually a display model. We couldn't enter them individually as part of a display. They don't have group displays, so we put it in display only. These are 5 ferrets, British ferrets, and they span time from. This one was in the aid and emergency in like the mid 60s.
Yeah.
Malaysia in 67.
Okay.
This was a UN occupying force, peacekeeping force in Cyprus in 74.
Okay.
This was Berlin in the 80s, and then they really jazzed it up with the extra stuff on it for the Gulf War.
Very cool.
Scout vehicles that they had.
That's awesome. And which one did you do?
I did the aid and emergency over here.
Okay. Anything special you did to it?
I'm fairly new to armor, so this is the first real significant piece that I've finished, and I was pretty happy with the way that it came out. I relied a lot on Stan Spooner and Dana Mathis coaching me, along with Bob Bethay and Eric Choi, and they helped. Bob and Eric helped a lot with figures, and they're pretty basic, but I think they add a lot of interest to the piece when it's on its own base.
And where are the figures from?
The figures are, I believe they're out of a mini art set.
Okay, cool.
And the kit itself is Airfix, obviously from the. And then we kind of got this idea at the AmpSnats last year. 2 of the 5 of us had bought ferret kits while we were there, and then Stan and I saw Bob and Eric running around with theirs and said, "Where'd you get them?" So 4 of the 5 of us bought our ferret kits at the AmpSnats, and it led to a group build, and we wrangled Dana into it on the way home on the phone, and it all came together, and we were able to enter Model Fiesta a couple weeks ago. Was our first group show with it.
Cool. Yeah, I love this
And we were
idea.
nice enough to get gold, so.
Very cool. Yeah, that's a cool idea, doing them all through the eras as well. I like that touch. Awesome work. Very cool.
And it was fun. You know, we share stuff with each other as we were going along of what to watch out for.
Yeah.
We all bought the aftermarket wheels and machine gun barrels and so on and so forth.
And you got the Stan Spooner plaques.
Yes.
I love that touch.
That's his trademark for
Very
sure.
cool. All right. Well, thank you, Rob. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time, and that's a very cool group build. So you guys
Thanks.
should be proud of it.
Thanks.
Thanks, man. All right, guys. I am here with Rick Cotton from Houston Armor Club. Rick, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Well, I brought several soft skins, one small main battle tank, and an ancient Italiary armored car.
Very cool.
Mainly because I don't like doing tracks.
Okay, gotcha. And what do you got here in soft skins?
This is the ancient Italiary or Peerless Max Bedford truck that's been around for 100 years. This kit's older than I am. It was modified into an 8th Army Desert field repair truck. There was a lot of the benches and stuff in the back was scratch built. Stuff out of the spares box, the tarp on top with toilet tissue.
Really?
I covered the seats with tissue also. There's a couple of logs from my backyard and a few other odds and ends thrown on. And the figure thrown on just to give the scene a little animation and interest. It was a fun build. It really was. Going back in time to an ancient kit and just having fun with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I told you before we started interviewing, I saw this one earlier, and I just really loved it, especially what you did with the tarps and the canvas on top with all the patches and stuff. So that's just toilet tissue.
It is. The secret is to take 2-ply toilet tissue, peel it apart, lay it down on a workbench, and lightly spray it with a little flat tan or green or whatever you've got.
Okay.
Kind of stiffen it up. Then you can dunk it in a slurry of Elmer's and water, and it's easy to work with.
Oh yeah, so like paper mache a little bit.
Right. But if you paint it first, it's not going to disintegrate on you.
Okay.
You dunk it in the slurry, you can form it over those ribs. You do all sorts of fun things with it, and it will adhere very closely to any angle or anything you're going to drape it over.
Yeah, that was the thing that stood out to me the most, and I saw like the patches and the tears in it and stuff, and I was like, really caught my eye.
I just wanted a dirty, beat up, heavily used vehicle that's seen a lot of mileage.
And I like these logistics vehicles more and more, because when you know, I guess the older you get, and the more you read about it, how important logistics was. I'm also a welder, so know how important that was. So just to give credit to the guys in the back of the line, keeping everything moving, you know.
Exactly. Without parts, fuel, and food, you don't go anywhere.
Exactly. Very cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
That was a fantastic build, Rick, and I appreciate your time, and good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rick. All right, guys. I'm here with Dana Mathis from Hill Country Modelers and the San Antonio Club as well. Very cool. And what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year, Dana?
Hi, good afternoon. I brought a Leopard AS1. This was the Australian version of the Leopard 1. The United States chose not to give the Australians M1 Abrams, so they bought Leopards 1s from the Germans, but then they also did some modifications to them. So I've been looking at kind of Asia Pacific armor, so this kind of fit into that. So this is the Meng Leopard 1 kit.
Okay.
And then I have added to it quite a number of Leopard modifications, resin, aftermarket pieces, and as well as some stowage, some of this out of my spares and whatnot. I've added to that. I don't know if you can see it, but there's actually some small blue beer cans in there representing some famous Australian beer. But just a couple little things like that to kind of add to it. The front here, this is basically a conduit cover. When they put the mine roller on the front, this protected the conduit for the mine rollers. What that was for. So the Australians used a unique camouflage scheme, 3-color camouflage scheme that I've tried to replicate on there, and then I've tried to show moderate chipping and weathering. These vehicles were used for about 10 years by the Australians, and this is late in their usage. I've depicted it as 95, and they were phased out shortly after this.
Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that camo scheme. That's not something you see a lot, especially on those NATO tanks.
Right, right. I was looking to do something a little different.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool.
So, you know, and you don't see very many Australian pieces in our shows, so I thought it was kind of unique.
Awesome. Right on. Well, thank you so much, Dana, and good luck this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Austin. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Richard Say.
Pronounce C.
C. Okay.
Ignore the Y.
Okay. And you are part of Houston IPMS?
Houston IPMS and the Houston Armor Club.
Okay. And now
we're associated, Houston Armor is now associated with the AMPS Club, Armor Preservation Club that got started a few years ago.
Cool. Very cool. And what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Oh, I brought 10 entries today. So I'm,
no big deal.
You know, I'd gotten started back again last year. You know, I had moved and I've done, you know, a bunch of shelf queens. So I figured out, you know, why not I start with a shelf queen and go and get them finished.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
Cool.
And this was one of them, and there's several models that are all part of the shelf queen thing.
And what kit is this?
That is a kit that came out in, I want to think 1975, maybe 74.
Yeah, that's one of those old ones.
It's one of the old ones. You know, I replaced the track on it.
with link-by-link track instead of that rubber track. I added a metal barrel, although, the plastic barrel is it's solid piece.
Yeah.
And I redid the engine where, they gave you a solid grill. So you cut off the solid grill, add a photo etch grill on there, and then I scratch built the 2 louvers that are actually inside there. There's a couple of louvers.
Yeah.
That the Russians would have to where those things could open and close, I guess, for heat, I believe, to make sure that it operates at proper temperature.
Yeah.
I was on a Trailways bus where it does the same thing.
Okay.
You got those shutters. And they got sensors on the engine that when the engine gets too hot, the shutters open, allows air in there.
Yeah.
And in the cold, those shutters stay closed so that engine compartment has proper amount of heat.
Right, makes sense. And it looks like you did a whitewash on this one.
Yes, this is the first time I've tried a whitewash.
Oh, really? Looks good.
Never done one before, so.
I mean, I don't know what my opinion matters, but I like it.
Oh, thank you. It's tricky to do one. I mean, it's the green paint on these vehicles is their normal paint that you would have, but this whitewash is a water soluble stuff they would stick on there that, theoretically by the end of winter you could just hose it off and get all the white off.
Yeah.
But it usually wore off.
Yeah. And
at some point in the thing where you can start seeing parts of it would be white, you can start seeing the base color underneath.
Yeah, and that's what's fun about doing the whitewash, how much you can wear it down.
Yeah.
And so you were telling me before we started recording, you got to do something special with this tank in the last week here in Texas. What was that?
Oh yeah, we had snow come in. I think it was on Tuesday, basically, when we had 3 to 5 inches of snow. We had a lot of snow, so I ended up putting that model out there. There was a place where I live at where the snow was nice and flat. Stuck it out in the snow and took a picture of it on my camera phone.
That's awesome. And that you got that. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity here in Texas.
Yes, and I think that if you checked around, there's probably more modelers probably did that than they may be willing to admit. But
I would have done it.
But I think other people did it as well.
Absolutely. That's cool, man.
Yeah, maybe up north, maybe folks aren't as enamored with snow.
Yeah.
You see it all of the time, and I'm sure it's several months to where it's like, why doesn't this stuff go away?
Yeah. I lived in Chicago for quite a few years, and it was that way. Cool. And there is I think, best T34 entry this year. So I don't know if people saw in the video, you got a pretty sweet WinterBlitz bottle opener for entering a T34.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
Cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate the time. Great work on your models, and good luck today.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm here with Tyler Moore from Houston Armor Club. Tyler, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
One of the kits I brought this year was the AFV Club 155 millimeter long tom.
Nice.
This one had been on my shelf of doom for quite a while. Finally got it out, finished it up. It's probably been 4 or 5 shows now. One of the things I really focused on was replacing all of the hydraulic lines with lead solder.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that in there, how intricate that is.
Yep.
Very cool.
And, the base kit, it came out, it's the original AFV Club kit. I've added a few parts from their re-release. For instance, the cylinders, metal cylinders, just to give a little different look.
I like your simple base too. The simple wooden base. It makes it look like a collector's item almost.
Yeah. It worked out well for this kit. It also allowed me to connect the wheels to the base to get them all to sit flush. So that was a challenge with the kit.
That's cool.
But this one will get retired after this show.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome. Well, it's a beautiful piece, Tyler, and I hope you do well today for its last show.
All right. Thanks, Austin.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm here with Brandon Porter. He's from Alamo Squadron out of San Antonio. Brandon, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Brought the ICM 32nd scale Cobra.
Very nice. And what'd you do to it? Is this out of the box? Did you spruce it up anyway?
Actually, this is pretty much out of the box, except for I used the Calyx 3D interior on it.
Okay.
The printed decals. I used the M details for the M35s, and the 158s are out of res kits. So
very cool.
Some added detail to it.
And how was it building this kit? How did it go together?
This kit actually went together pretty well. Seams all line up, everything goes together. Very little seam work to fix. All the panel lines lined up. It's a very good kit. Very nice.
Very cool. I built one in 72nd scale, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Yeah.
Very cool. And if we see here, he's walking home with the bling, baby. Very cool. Well, Brandon, that is a sweet build, my man, and I appreciate you sharing it with us. So congratulations on the win. It's well-deserved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brandon. Okay, guys, I'm here with Bob Bethay. Bob, what clubs are you affiliated with?
Well, I'm National Amps. I'm the second vice president, Central Region, until the end of the month, and then Eric Choi becomes it. And then I'm also the Austin Armor Builders, which is our local affiliate of Amps.
Awesome.
Austin.
Very cool.
Austin, Texas.
Very cool.
And then also with several other local IPMS clubs and figure clubs. I do figures, primarily figures and armor.
Nice.
And dioramas.
Cool. And what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Well, I brought a few things, but one of the things I brought was a 72nd scale diorama of an A7V German World War I tank. And the irony of it is, the reason I did it was my friend Eric Choi came up with these great 72nd scale American doughboys. Unfortunately, 3 of them are dead or wounded severely, and one's surrendering. So I had to come up with something to put them on. And so the only World War I German vehicle in 72nd I could come up with was this old EMHAR, EMHAR kit of an A7V, which was the only tank the Germans made during World War II. And it was a furniture van and wasn't very effective at all, and may never have fought the doughboys, but we're giving it some artistic license here.
Oh, of course. You always got to. And of course, your famous bases.
And and the base is just foam that I had in the garage, and I cut it down to an angle to kind of give it some interest instead of just being a slab.
Yeah.
And I dug the holes in there, and then I took one of the things I like using, and I discovered a few months ago, is tile grout.
Okay.
And I get it in the quart jars, and it's already pre-mixed and pre-colored. And they used to have it in the color of earth, but now the only colors are like sand and gray and others, but you can paint over it. So, and it's wonderful stuff because it sticks to whatever you put it on. It's water, cleanup. It's already have a sand grit in it.
Yeah.
And you can arrange it, and in 2 or 3 hours, it's already hard as a rock.
That's awesome.
But you can still cut it with an X-Acto knife. It's rubbery. What cool stuff is this?
Yeah.
And it has a little weight to it, so it gives a little bit of a weight to the whole project.
Yeah. I remember I attended your base seminar at Amps Nationals, and you went over the grout, and I still have that printout you gave us. That's in my stash, so if I need to get to a base, I haven't done it yet, but
well, once you do, I keep it by the door all the time. I put it on every base I make for figures or armor or dioramas.
Yeah.
Because it just works out so well, and then you can glue other stuff to it.
Yeah.
Like trees and grass and whatever, and rocks and stuff. But this gives you a great start, and it's already textured. Lots of time, I used to use the 2-part epoxy putty, which was a whole lot more expensive, number one. Number two is it always needed to be textured before you put something on it. Don't have to worry with either one of those things anymore. So it's
very cool.
I'm about as happy as you can get with your clothes on.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Bob. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, I'm here with Doug Cohen. Doug, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Well, I brought a T-34-85 from Tamiya. It's the old 1/25th scale kit. It was, according to the box, it was made in 1969. So I'm just a little bit older than the model. And I did a lot to it, texturing and detailing and cleaning up this and that and adding what wasn't there and subtracting what shouldn't have been there, you know, the typical stuff. I mean, it's an old model, but it's pretty representative of a T-34. I believe it's when Tamiya did the kit, they went to the Bovington Museum.
Okay.
And that's where they got the dimensions and everything.
Very
so
cool.
It's pretty true to scale, as far as I can tell.
And all this stowage and stuff, where'd you get this stuff at?
Some of it were kits, like the jerry cans are models by Miniard. Some of the boxes I scratch built. The wooden barrel is from Bayardi. You know, the chairs I scratch built, things like that.
That's cool. And this whole base is scratch built, I assume?
Yeah, it's just it's foam. It's
Okay.
you know the purple foam you can get at Home Depot.
Oh yeah,
the real tight cell foam.
Yeah, I really like that. That's a cool scale too. So
It
I was
is.
thinking, I was like, that's not 16th scale, but you say 1/25th. That's
Yeah,
pretty neat.
1/25th, 1/24th.
Yeah, I really like that.
Tamiya did a whole series of models in that scale, but they're hard to find.
Very cool. And your figures are cool. I like your little driver down there in the hatch. See that guy down there? Very
I did a little bit of an interior in there because I wanted to have the hatch open and
Yeah.
just did what I needed to that would be seen.
Sweet. All right, and you got a bottle opener for T-34s.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Go somewhere else.
So, okay. Well,
doing an interview.
Yeah, doing an interview. Okay, well, thank you for your time, man. That's a pretty awesome model and great work. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm here with Gordon Stevens, and he's from the Austin Scale Model Society.
Yeah.
And he also has a YouTube channel, Keto Model Works. Very cool. Gordon, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
I brought the Tamiya 148 scale Challenger 2 desertized version.
Very cool.
And I put it onto a base that I handmade or built myself. And then one of my club members was so kind to print out a street lamp that resembles the same kind of ones that you see in Basra in Iraq.
Right. Very cool. And is the tank just all out of the box, no add-ons or anything?
No, the original Tamiya tank Tamiya kit doesn't have the cable bags or whatever you want to call them. So those are made from VMS paper, whatever that is.
Paper shaper?
Paper shaper. Yeah.
Very cool.
And all the sensors and stuff and the armored glass and all that is just like tape that you can buy at Michael's or Hobby Town or whatever, and just cut into little pieces to resemble the glass and the sensors.
That looks cool. That is great work, man. And I love that base. That base works really well with that. And you're bringing home some bling.
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's the first time I've ever entered anything into any contest.
Really?
Yes.
Let's go, Gordon.
Never entered anything into anything. So
nice.
This
Awesome.
is the first time.
Well, thank you for your time. Great work on your take, and congratulations on getting the medal.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Gordon.
it.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Tim Campbell from IPMS Houston. And Tim, what'd you bring to WinterBlitz this year?
Hi there, sir. I brought an assortment of things, 5 different things. A Skoda Turtle from the Tarcom kit, a Whippet from the main kit, and both of those in 35th. And then this little gaming tank from Master Box or something like that, 1 to 120th scale.
Okay.
And then a ISU 152, so Zvezda kit in 1 to 72nd.
Cool.
And then this is a howitzer. It's an AFV club kit. Built this one a while back, but I'd never brought it to WinterBlitz, so I thought I'd bring some artillery.
Yeah, I like the artillery. Sweet. I like this turtle over here. How does this kit go together?
There's really not very many pieces. It's a pretty basic kit. It's all painted with AK paint markers.
Okay. Really?
I was recovering at home after a hip replacement, so I ordered some AK paint markers and just went to town on that.
So did you just do that freehand with the markers?
It's just freehand. It's
that's so great.
Tamiya, a fine surface primer is the grey.
Yeah.
And the rest is just painted on top. So I did end up replacing the kit wheels. They're rubber with a plastic center, and the rubber just never really did well with the paint.
Yeah.
2 of them stayed really sticky, so I replaced them with Def model resin wheels, which are really excellent. So
very cool.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just to put something together colorful.
It's cool to see somebody pull that off with those markers. I've been playing with them, and I really like what they're doing.
Yeah. There's things I can use them for. Definitely, they were good for doing the track on the little tank as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
very cool.
And then the main whippet built just about a year ago, but I hadn't brought it here before. Just wanted to try and get some life, get it off a flat base and give it some vertical movement.
Definitely got a nice no man's land vibe going there.
Yeah, I think so. I was going to add some other things like barbed wire, but I just decided to leave it as it was. It came out very well and really enjoyable kit to build. All completely out of the box. The tracks are individual links and just go together beautifully.
Very cool. Awesome. And you brought home quite a bit of bling. So
I did okay, yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, not my primary motivation, but I'm not going to lie. It's always nice to have something rewarded. I'm as shallow as the next person.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate your time.
And congratulations today.
No, thanks.
Okay, guys. That's it for WinterBlitz 2025. I walked away with the medal myself. Got the bronze for my 72nd scale Cobra. Got a selfie with General Patton himself. I got to hang out with some old friends, meet some new friends, and shout out to Brandon and Kelly for putting me up and hosting me. They were amazing, and I couldn't be more grateful for their hospitality. So if you get a chance to go. Picked up some sweet kits in the vendor room there and made off with some awesome swag there at the museum. So this is a show that you have to put on your calendar. Don't miss the chance to go to WinterBlitz. It's just going to get bigger and better. All right, thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. Peace.